Next up, we're going to go and head to the wrecked ship. First, there are a few little things I'd like to collect in the western part of Criteria before heading over to the wrecked ship. Like with most of the things in this, it's pretty easy to get to the wrecked ship now. However, you still have to at least have the power bombs, but that's about it. You don't really have to have anything else other than that. And I've gone over there with just the power suit before. However, I can't recommend fighting Phantoon with very few energy tanks and the power suit, simply because his behavior has been modified in this to the point where it's pretty difficult to take him on. And you'll see what I mean once I get to fighting the bosses. And how the hell was that not a Shine Spark? Oh, I guess it's because I wasn't holding the button. There we go. There's a few different ways you can get up to this little zone. I prefer to do the Shine Spark these days, but I think back when I was like a kid, not like the first times I played through this game, but like the second set of times I played through this game, I used IBJ to get up there, which is painful and slow, but I suppose it works. Imagine my face finding out that you could do that. Finding out IBJ was like really, I thought it was like this huge achievement. And it's, you know, it's a staple technique amongst, you know, people who like to sequence break this game. However, it is very slow. So now I'm going to take a run through the gauntlet here. One of the more painful parts of the game, but since the rooms are all condensed in this, I can just spark through the whole thing. And that's good, because all that lava sucks. I hate that lava. I feel pretty fortunate having started this LP, because not long after I uploaded the first couple parts, Begrimed himself, who made this, left a comment saying it was one of the best he had seen for Project Bashe thus far. And that made me a bit excited, because normally my LPs are just kind of a niche thing that I make for my friends and maybe a few other people who like to watch LPs of, you know, whatever I happen to be playing. But I don't generally have a huge audience, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't really care that my audience isn't huge, because I think I've said this before, but it lets me kind of have a more personal feel with my fans. I know that my fans are my friends, and people that I know well enough that, you know, it's not just like random ass people are watching my videos who don't know me at all. And I mean, no offense to, I guess, strangers that watch my stuff, but it's just that I've never really had a huge audience of quote-unquote strangers. So that's just how I feel about it. But he said that he would plug it when it's all done, so that's actually pretty cool of him, and I appreciate that a lot. Don't know if I'm going to end up doing more Metroid-related LPs or not, because my channel's not really an LP channel. I do LPs for fun, but generally I kind of just do random videos of just random shit, stuff with my friends, John Satir, sometimes I'll do music uploads. It's kind of all over the place. But, I mean, we'll see where it goes when all is said and done. Yeah, the underwater physics are so much better in this, it's easier to get over here. Now, I usually just spark over to the green door that opens up the wrecked ship these days. You're supposed to have the grapple beam, but, I mean, you certainly don't have to have it. The spark is definitely a lot quicker, too. I'm kind of used to having the spring ball, because between the last couple of parts of this, I played through Ice Metal, which was a hack that I had had for a while, and never really got around to doing much in till recently. And it's a pretty cool hack. It's definitely a very pretty hack. But I think the beams kind of suck in it. He was kind of having it like Metroid Prime beams, where you had one at a time and they didn't stack, and you had to like figure out which one was the best for a given situation. But I don't think that really works that well in Super Metroid. It ended up just making things kind of awkward. This is the wrecked ship, as you can see. You can actually kill these robots now. That's what I'm going to do here. I need to kill this guy so I can get through. If you hold down while setting off bombs, they don't make it bounce. And I think that's a good thing, because sometimes it can be annoying when a bomb is making it bounce everywhere. Not that one, this one. So it kind of looks like it's already on, and you can access all the areas of the ship without having to kill Fantoon, and that's good because that lines up right with what I'm trying to do here and skipping the bosses until the very end. So I'm not going to go down. I'm just going to go up. Like this door right here would normally be a metal door, or gray, whatever you want to call it, but it's not. Unfortunately, the gravity suit is still off limits until Fantoon's dead. It's unfortunate, but I guess they have to lock some rewards behind bosses, you know. If you go to where the gravity suit is, I'll show it off, but nothing happens. The Chozo that's supposed to walk you through the spikes just doesn't trigger. And I believe this heads out to Criteria. Yes, this is an upper area that was added that takes you down to the original, I suppose, exit from the ship that heads to Meridia. But we're not going to worry about that. Let's just get out of here. He took the key hunters out of this room for some reason. Or maybe they're only there when Fantoon's dead, I'm not quite sure. But I don't know, key hunters are dicks, so I don't really mind. Got this over here still. Gotta be careful not to fall down. I've played through a fair number of Super Metroid hacks. I've played through, let's see, Legacy. I've played through, let's see, Legacy, Golden Dawn, Airy, Oxide, Life, Pantheon, Stardust, an older version of Project Base. It was the 0.7 version was the one I played about a year ago. Super Zero Mission, a fair number of them. Yeah, see, this guy just doesn't do anything, so unfortunately cannot get the gravity suit just yet. So, because I don't want to go through the spikes, just gonna grapple on out of here. So that's about all I can get, except for one more E-Tank that I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna head down to Meridia. Now, since I don't have the gravity suit, that means it is going to be a suitless run, and I know that sounds painful. It certainly kind of is painful, but since the physics are not as blepper tier, it won't be as bad. You know, I'm not going to be spending a ton of time trying to get from point A to point B. Yep, this is still here. You can't get to it from this area. You have to still go from above, and I'll worry about it later. Once I actually kill Fantoon, I'll take care of the rest of this. It's not going to be a 100% run, but I'll pick up all the pieces that I can once all the bosses are dead before I head to Torian. Oops. So now I'll come down, and we'll go and get that energy tank, which is right into here. I think this is the only other item. There actually is one more item, but I think I need the space jump for it. I will be getting the space jump without having fought Dragon. I'm gonna use Crystal Flash to get the plasma beam and the space jump, which are fortunately right next to each other. I don't know why that mouse was there again. Oops. Oh well, I fell down. I guess I'll just do this. Because I can. Oh god, go away. It feels nice to actually have beams that aren't crap. Because in ice metal, that was what I was having to deal with. Was having to, like, always use crap beams that don't do anything and can't sing hard. I know why my mouse keeps getting in the way. It's because the cord on my controller keeps moving it around. But I'll make sure it doesn't stay on the screen for very long if I catch it, because that's always a bit of a problem. So I'm going to take this way into Meridia. Like I said, I'm not going to break the Meridian tube, simply because I don't have to. There's nothing that requires that tube to be broken, especially now in this. They begrimed and removed the green gate that you normally have to go through. Or rather, is normally blocking you from entering Meridia from any other direction than the correct one, I suppose. Right, we're gonna use this guy. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to go back. Yeah, spin jump restart is nice to have back. Playing any hack that doesn't have spin jump restart is just like, ugh. Because I get frustrated when I jump and then it's like, oh, nah, you didn't hit me, you didn't spin. I hate that so much. So I can actually get the plasma beam pretty early. However, I'm going to need to get my ass handed to me. Because I need my energy to be really low. In fact, how much of this can I use? I need to empty out my reserve tanks so that when I get hit, it doesn't, you know, they don't fill back up. Once I get below 50 energy, I can use it, and then I can get the plasma. At least I think I can. I don't know if... I read that you can. I don't know if whoever did that was playing an old version or what, but I want to try it, because I've never used the Crystal Flash to, like, sequence break. There's only a few sequence breaks that you can really truly do with the Crystal Flash. And it's anything that requires you to clip in a certain area. This is a new connector area. It's got these guys. It's part of the wrecked ship, as you can see. Actually, I know what might speed this up a little bit. Let's just take the various suit off. Now everything will fuck me up. Don't want to stray too far away, though, because I do need to, like, actually survive long enough to get down there. Yep, keep hitting me. Alright, that's good. Any more than that, I risk dying before I actually get to where I need to be. I can take the rest of the hits down there. The Crystal Flash is kind of a strange technique, but it did come in handy when I was playing Ice Metal, because you fight the Golden Torizo and he's just an ass. So, definitely good. Well, we'll just forget about that then. I thought I had enough energy and everything set up correctly to do the Crystal Flash, but it is not cooperating for me. And instead of watching me fail at it a bunch of times, I'll go ahead and just edit that out, because no one really wants to see that. I'm not sure why it is not working for me, because, I mean, I know how to do it. At least I thought I knew how to do it, but it just doesn't want to go. I thought maybe he had put in some kind of measure to prevent you from abusing it, but I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb. Either way, let's continue. I guess I'll just go ahead and not bother with the space jump or the plasma beam, because I can't get either of those unless I kill Dragon, and Dragon has to wait his turn. Now what he's done with Meridia is he's made a lot of the one-way paths into two-way paths, and that's good because it just makes it less annoying to, you know, accidentally go down a one-way path and then ops can't go back. You know, that kind of thing sucks. That's what leads to the plasma beam, what I was trying to get before. Cannot get it, and that's okay. This area, Meridia, is a little bit famous for me because I mentioned that I played this game at a very, very young age. I was actually only 3 when it came out, but I was probably had turned 4 by the time I started playing it. This is back when I used to live on base housing here. The second base house that we lived in, which sadly is gone, along with all the other base houses I ever lived in. But my brother, being older than me, played this game, and he and his friends worked together to beat it, and they noticed that they didn't have an item for whatever reason. There was one item they were missing, and it was the spring ball. And I don't know if they knew that it was the spring ball they were missing, or if it was they just thought it was some mystery item. But me, being 4 years old, somehow discovered it. And to this day, you know, my brother still is amazed at that. He's just like, wow, I can't believe you did that. That's legendary. And I don't really remember doing it, mostly because my memories of stuff that long ago are pretty hazy. I do remember playing this game, but I don't remember doing the spring ball. Now, I ended up playing this game some more, because we had a Super Nintendo until about not long before we moved from Idaho back to Ohio. We had a Super Nintendo that my dad sold in a sale for something. And I wouldn't end up having a Super Nintendo again for a couple more years. I know how to do this. We'll just bomb jump up there like a little loser. Bomb jumping is very easy in this, so you can use it to get things a lot easier than you could, although it's still possible to mess up, obviously. It's really easy underwater. Above water, it does take a little bit more finesse, but there we go, I got it. It's not a loser thing to do, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was wrong. And now I can show you what I was talking about in the previous video about a connector area that takes you down to here. I couldn't find it, but there it is. And it changed the music for us. But yeah, once I got another Super Nintendo, I managed to get my hands on this game again, and I played through it, and, you know, given that my last experience with the game was when I was probably in 1997 or something, possibly 98, and this was 2001, I kind of had to relearn certain things, but I remember finding the spring ball again without too much trouble, so maybe I kind of remembered it, or I don't know, maybe I was just lucky, because the spring ball is a little difficult to find, because there's just one area where you have to think to break a crumble ball, a grapple beam crumble block, and just kind of know that that's there. Because normally grapple beam crumble blocks will break for a second and then they come back, but this is one that doesn't do that. And if you're just used to them coming back, you don't think to just break it and then go into that area. But that's what happens with this one, and it leads to the spring ball. And I guess it was just luck that I found it at that age. My brother also attests that I beat A Link to the Past when I was 4 years old as well. I mean, I did start playing video games pretty early on. You would think that someone born in 1990 got started with like the Nintendo 64 or something. And I mean, I played a lot of Nintendo 64, but I played Genesis and Super Nintendo when I was like 4, 5, 6 years old, and even after the Nintendo 64 came out, I continued to play it because I had no reason to stop, you know? Okay, this area kind of sucks. I'm just gonna get out of here. It leads to where the spring ball is. I guess I could go and get it if I wanted to. Might as well. Might as well allude to what I'm talking about here. Yeah, doing this in regular Super Metroid is a nightmare, because the physics are so much more unforgiving. But yeah, it's up here. It got changed to just a regular, it's just a regular shootable platform now, and not a grapple crumble block. I want to see if I can get up there without having to bomb jump. Doesn't look like it. Oh, don't let Slow Beef see this video. There we go, that takes care of that. I can just jump up. It's pretty easy once you get up here. Just gotta watch out for those guys. But yeah, it's pretty much the same thing in regular Super Metroid, but it's a grapple block that you have to break. Then we head down here and not get killed by those little worm things. Now in regular Super Metroid, this dude has to break away. Oh, well, he still does have to break away, but it's formed in a way that you can, like, go around him if you want to, because what you can do is you can kill him like that. You can just kill him and then go this way. I have to use the instant morph, there we go. Which is a nice technique, because normally you can't do that. Just instant morph again, there we go. And then there's these guys that just exist. But here it is, the spring ball. It's mostly a novelty, because you can, like with a few items, you can beat the game without it. You know, Super Metroid has a few optional items, and this one is probably the most optional by far, because you do not need this at all to finish the game. I don't even think there's any part that becomes significantly easier with it, because, I don't know, there's just not a whole lot of ball jumping parts, but I guess for convenience sake it's nice. And that is the legendary spring ball. I guess legendary in one sense. Now I'm trying to think of a way of how I can get past Betwoon without having to fight him. But I may be SLL there. Either way, let me go ahead and get a couple of things in Meridia. And then I'll probably have to cut the video, because I'm running a little short on my established time limit here. Don't want to go down, because that's where those space pirates are that were kicking my ass. Got me killed a few times when I was trying to skip to the Varia suit early. They're easier now because I've got a better beam, but I still don't want to run the risk. I'm still kind of hurting from having lost so much health in an attempt to do the Crystal Flash, and only to find out it's not working for me. Not sure if I'm doing something wrong, or what. Maybe I'm just a big dummy. This is the room that used to have a green gate in it, and therefore kind of blocked you from being able to enter Meridia without breaking the tube. But you got rid of it, so I can actually show you the tube and stand on top of it. It's possible to do in regular Super Metroid, but you have to exploit a glitch where you can open gates from the wrong side. Not super hard to do, but just a little... There's the gate. Or the glass tube, I should say. Plus, to do it in regular Super Metroid, you have to come all the way from the wrecked ship entrance of Meridia. So I'm just gonna make my way up, and there's a couple things I want to get while I'm here. And I don't know if I can quite make that. I think I have to come from this way. Alright, have it your way. I'll just IBJ. I'm glad IBJ is easy in this, because if it wasn't, that would be pretty painful. Head through this door. I think this takes us over to the area where that turtle is. Just have to watch out for the brutal space pirates. Luckily you can actually hurt them in this. In regular Super Metroid you have to, like, objectively be using the plasma beam to do anything to them. So when you run into them down here without it, you're just like, If I get this energy tank, it'll at least give me all my regular energy back. Hello! I have to time that jump better, I think. Oh, what? It's up there, but it can be a little tricky to see. And how does he keep hitting me? Jesus Christ. I might not even be in the right position, frankly. Alright, he's gonna kill me if he keeps doing that. Alright, well, screw him. He's gonna fucking kill me. Let me just see if I can find it. There it is. Oh yeah, I can make that easy. I don't even know why I thought I had to rely on him. And then there's a missile over here. Not a very easy missile to find. Unless Begrimed put that missile in front of the door. And what the hell was that? God, this guy's a freaking prick. He's usually not that hard. Okay. I noticed in some cases items have been moved from rather esoteric locations to more obvious ones in some cases, and I guess that's what happened with that missile, because it's pretty easy to miss normally, so I guess I can kind of understand why he did that. Screw it, I'll just go up the long way. There's a few different ways I could have come in here. I could have come from the entrance that I showed back in the second video, but it's alright. The open-ended nature of this game is always fun. Well, I didn't want to kill him, but that's okay. I think I can get up here if it would just let me. Thank you. I'm gonna freeze him, and I think I'm gonna have to IBJ. Oh well. Not a big deal. It doesn't take nearly as much time as it normally would. That missile I can't get till I have the gravity suit, so I'm not going to worry about it. I probably won't worry about it anyway. Once you have enough missiles in this, you don't really have to worry about getting any more. So you've already got enough. There's only really the only time you have to use a lot of missiles is on the bosses. So here's a grapple room. Just kind of exists. It's a bit of a pain in regular Super Metroid, and I fell. Fantastic. It's okay, I can get back up. Yeah, doing this without the suit is not the easiest thing in the world, but it is possible. And in fact, I might just do a trick. Well, I'll make sure this guy's dead so he doesn't interrupt. If I can kill him, thank you. Yeah, I shouldn't have fallen down, but I always fall down when I do grapple. It's one thing I've never been terribly proficient at in this game. Of all the things that can be tricky to do in this, grappling I think might be the trickiest of all. But here's where I want to be. I think I can just wall jump up from here, and if I can't, you know what I'm gonna do. Yep. Mad, 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 mad. There's another way I could have come in here, but I don't want to go all the way back, so let's just do that. And we head down, and this takes us to the next part. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video there, and we'll pick up next time. So I get to this save station. That's what I'm aiming for. Alright, we made it. Okay, so next time I'll go ahead and continue to clean up as much of Meridia as I can, then we're off to Lower Norfair.